You have wondered for a long time if you made a mistake by walking away without saying a word. They made you feel like you did something terribly wrong. But you need to listen to me carefully today. Your sudden silence was never a sign of emotional weakness. It was a powerful divine weapon. And the moment you walked away without arguing, you completely shattered their reality. You feel the heavy guilt pressing down on your chest every single day. People whisper behind your back to judge your quiet departure. They constantly claim that you lack basic manners. And you have started to believe those hurtful lies because it is always easier than fighting the loud crowd. But you must stop doubting your inner voice right now. You did exactly what you were supposed to do. They desperately wanted you to explode and lose your temper. You were trapped in their toxic cycle for so long. Every time you tried to explain your deep feelings, they twisted your words. They made you the villain. You finally realized that your peace was much more valuable, so you simply turned around and left them standing there. You chose to save your soul instead of feeding them. They are running a massive smear campaign against your name. They do this to protect their own fragile public image. You sit alone in your room feeling entirely isolated today, and you often feel like the black sheep of the world. But I am here to tell you that you are not crazy, and you are definitely not a broken person. You are a chosen soul on a clear divine mission. Let me explain what is actually happening behind the scenes. A major shift is unfolding because your silence changed the dynamic. When you refuse to argue, you cut off their supply. They thrive on drama and chaotic energy daily, while they secretly wait for you to yell so they can point fingers at you. But you gave them absolutely nothing to work with anymore. You handed them a quiet mirror to face themselves. Society teaches us that we must always seek emotional closure. We are told to have one final conversation to fix things. But that rule only applies to healthy people. You were not dealing with a healthy situation at all. You were dealing with manipulators who wanted to drain your light, and walking away silently was your very best defense. It was the most powerful boundary you could establish. I know you sometimes want to send a long message. You want to list every single thing they did wrong. You want them to understand the depth of your pain. But you must resist that urge with everything inside you. Explaining yourself is just handing them another weapon, and they will absolutely use it against your kind heart. Your silence is already doing all the heavy lifting today. Something important is shifting in the spiritual realm right now. You thought you were just escaping a very bad situation, but in truth, you were passing a major spiritual test. The universe was watching to see if you would lower your vibration again. And because you maintained your high frequency despite the pain, a massive blessing is being prepared for you. The beautiful harvest is finally here. If this message is touching your heavy heart right now, take a quick moment to like this video, because this divine connection is not accidental. You were brought here to receive this exact confirmation. You are the silent endurer who has survived so much. You have loved too hard and received absolutely nothing back. But the difficult season of merely surviving is officially over. It takes incredible inner strength to walk away without shouting, while weak people always need to scream just to feel important. But a chosen one truly knows that their pure energy is sacred. You realize that your precious words were way too valuable. You refuse to waste them on people who are committed to misunderstanding you, and that choice proved your spiritual growth. Type 777 if you refuse to argue with toxic people. Let that number be your permanent digital signature of freedom. You must understand that heaven keeps a strict daily record. You were manipulated and betrayed by the people you loved. But seeking physical justice is not your job in this lifetime, because the divine forces have already taken over the situation for you. You are probably wondering what they are doing right now. You might think they do not care about your absence at all, but I am telling you that your silence is driving them absolutely crazy. Their minds are constantly racing to figure out your next move, but they cannot access your precious energy anymore. You have completely locked them out of your sacred space, and that is exactly where they belong. You have to realize something very important about the people you left behind. They are fundamentally addicted to chaos and emotional drama. They wake up every single morning looking for a brand new conflict to feed their empty souls. And they specifically targeted you because your light is incredibly bright and you were their favorite source of pure energy. But they never actually wanted real peace or lasting resolution with you. They pushed your buttons on purpose to get a big emotional reaction. They knew exactly what cruel words would hurt your gentle heart the most. And while you were crying and desperately trying to fix the broken relationship, they were secretly enjoying the sick power trip. They felt strong only when they made you feel weak. You spent years trying to communicate with people who actually wanted to misunderstand you. It was a rigged game from the very beginning, but then you did the absolute unthinkable to them. You stopped playing their twisted game and you simply walked away in total silence. You did not give them a final argument to twist in their favor, and you refused to hand over your precious energy one last time. And that sudden silence completely starved their toxic egos. They were left holding the bitter poison they meant for you. Your absence became their biggest punishment. Now they are running around telling everyone how terrible and selfish you are. They are trying to provoke you into breaking your divine silence. They desperately want you to defend yourself so they can easily drag you back into the messy mud. But you must never give them that temporary satisfaction. Their loud panic is just proof that your silence is working perfectly, because they are suffocating without your emotional food supply. You are a true empath and a lightworker. You were born with a beautiful heart that naturally wants to heal and help everyone around you. And for a very long time, you honestly thought you could fix their brokenness with your endless love and patience. But the universe had to step in and break your illusion. You cannot heal someone who is deeply committed to being toxic. Walking away was the universe actively protecting your sacred energy from absolute destruction. Every time you used to argue back, you gave away your personal power. But your sudden departure shifted the entire power dynamic overnight, and you successfully took your precious energy back before locking the door behind you. They are currently wandering in the dark because you took their only light source away. I know it hurt you deeply to leave them without a proper goodbye. You cried silent tears because you truly loved them at one point in time. It is incredibly heavy to discover that someone you trusted used your goodness for their own energy. That reality makes saying goodbye feel even harder. But you need to completely forgive yourself for holding on for so long. You stayed because you have a beautiful soul. Your pure intentions were always real, while their love was totally fake. Right now, your silence is acting as a massive, energetic shield around you. It deflects all their negative projections straight back into their own chaotic lives. They are forced to sit alone with their own dark thoughts now, and that is easily the most terrifying thing for a manipulative person to experience. They cannot handle the deafening quiet you left behind. You forced them to face the ugly truth about themselves. Type 1111 if you choose to protect your peace today. You are joining a powerful collective of awakened souls who refuse to be drained anymore. We are breaking the old matrix of manipulation together. We are stepping into a season of untouchable peace and absolute clarity. You are no longer the weak victim. You are the resilient survivor who took the ultimate control back. Ordinary people will never understand why you had to leave that way. They will say you should have calmly talked it out. But they do not understand the severe spiritual warfare you were facing, and they never saw the lonely nights you spent crying over the endless manipulation. You do not owe anyone an explanation for saving your own life. Heaven approves of your silent departure. They are constantly checking on you from a distance right now. They use mutual friends to see if you are suffering. They secretly hope that you are lonely without their toxic presence in your life, but your steady growth is driving them absolutely insane. You are thriving and glowing because you are finally free from their heavy chains. Your happiness is the ultimate revenge. You are a starseed, disrupting the tight matrix of their toxic control. Your energy is way too valuable to be wasted on their endless arguments and petty drama. Divine forces are surrounding you with a heavy layer of spiritual protection right now. Nobody can penetrate this cosmic shield unless you voluntarily open the door. And I know you are smart enough to keep that door permanently closed. You have finally learned the painful lesson they were meant to teach you. You used to think that walking away was just a physical movement, but something much deeper was actually happening behind the scenes, because your soul was making a massive quantum leap. You were actively stepping out of the dense three-dimensional matrix. You were upgrading your spirit to the beautiful five-dimensional frequency. The old dimension is entirely built on ego and endless conflict. It requires you to constantly defend yourself and fight for basic respect. But the higher frequency operates completely differently. In the five-dimensional space, your quiet knowing is your absolute power. You no longer need to explain your sacred truth to people who are fully committed to misunderstanding you. Your pure energy speaks very loudly for itself today. For years, you carried the heavy weight of empathic sensitivity. You picked up on everyone else and tried to heal their broken pieces. You absorbed their toxic energy while they slowly drained your precious light. But that painful cycle is permanently broken now. That sudden silence was the exact key that finally opened your spiritual prison. You are an awakener of the higher frequency today. This profound spiritual upgrade is exactly why you always felt different. You always felt like you were meant for something much greater than ordinary life. You could never fit in with their shallow conversations and petty daily dramas. The universe deliberately made you uncomfortable in that toxic environment because it wanted you to leave them behind and step into your true divine mission. You are a soul on a massive cosmic assignment. Type 222 if you feel your energy shifting higher. You are officially leaving the painful vibration of survival behind you forever. You have grown used to surviving and managing with very little support, but you are now stepping into a beautiful season of effortless receiving. The divine realm is currently aligning your reality with your new elevated vibration. Everything is changing in your favor right now. When you stopped arguing with them, you instantly raised your energetic boundaries. They cannot reach you because they are still stuck in a lower dimension. They are desperately trying to pull you back down into their messy reality, and they use guilt and shame as their primary tools of manipulation against you. But your new frequency literally makes you invisible to their dark spiritual attacks. You are safely elevated above their chaos. You can't keep feeling bad for outgrowing the people you once loved. Your spiritual evolution requires you to leave heavy emotional baggage behind. You cannot carry toxic relationships into the sacred five-dimensional space. The universe isolated you recently to clear out the old negative attachments, and this painful isolation was actually a divine preparation for your next big chapter. Your soul is getting ready for massive blessings. Your inner voice has been whispering to you for a very long time. It told you that something was fundamentally wrong with their behavior, and you finally listened to that quiet knowing and took brave action. Walking away without a fight was the ultimate test of your spiritual maturity. You proved that you no longer need external validation to know your worth. The cosmos is extremely proud of your strength. Every time you held your tongue, you saved a huge reserve of energy. You redirected that precious life force back into your own spiritual healing. And because you are now operating on a much higher 5-dimensional frequency, your ability to manifest good things has increased dramatically. The things you prayed for are finally moving toward you right now. You are a powerful creator in this new space. You are a chosen one who broke the matrix of emotional manipulation, and you refuse to be a victim in their twisted little games anymore. Your silent departure was a bold declaration of your immense personal power. You taught them that they cannot just access your pure light whenever they want. You established an iron gate around your sacred energy field. You are completely safe now. The people around you might still judge you for walking away so abruptly, and they will label you as arrogant because they cannot understand your peace. But you must remember that their narrow perception is not your actual reality. They are looking at a 5-dimensional soul through very cloudy 3-dimensional eyes. They simply lack the spiritual capacity to see your growth. Stand tall in your beautiful new identity today. Do not shrink yourself just to make those toxic people feel comfortable again. Your silence was the loudest victory of your entire life, because you successfully passed the test that was meant to break you completely. The divine realm is preparing tangible rewards for you. Keep your frequency high and watch what happens next. Let me tell you what's going on inside their head right now. You might think they are moving on happily without you, and you might see them smiling and acting perfectly normal in public. But that is a complete energetic illusion. Your sudden silence completely shattered their psychological foundation from the inside out because you took your power back. You must understand how these dark entities actually operate in the unseen spiritual realm. They do not possess their own internal source of light. They survive by siphoning high-frequency energy from a chosen one like you. They live off your emotional reactions and attention. When you argued with them in the past, you were actively feeding their hungry spirits. The moment you walked away without a word, you severed their main energy supply cord. You threw them into immediate spiritual starvation. They were fully prepared for a massive fight. They had all their manipulative lies ready to use against your kind heart. Your absolute silence gave them nothing to push against. They are currently drowning in the deafening echo of your physical absence. When you refuse to react, you force them to sit alone with their own dark demons. They are finally feeling the heavy weight of their own toxic vibration. They cannot handle the painful reflections staring back at them today, because your sudden silence acts as a merciless mirror for their soul. I want to pause here and speak plainly to your beautiful soul. Bringing these deep truths to you takes time and intense spiritual effort. And this channel survives only through the kindness of people who feel led to give. There is absolutely no pressure in this space today, while there is only immense gratitude for our divine connection. Let us return to the hidden reality of their current situation. They are desperately trying to find a new target to replace you right now. They want someone else to carry their heavy emotional baggage. But nobody else carries your specific 5-dimensional frequency, and the fake replacements will never satisfy their deep hunger. Their internal panic is growing stronger with every passing day. They expected you to come crawling back and begging for their attention. They actually believed they held all the power in the relationship. Your quiet departure completely destroyed their fragile God complex, because they finally realize they have absolutely zero control over your life. They are spreading ugly lies about you to hide their massive insecurities. They want society to view you as the villain of the story. But their energetic signature is incredibly frantic and unstable today. People around them are starting to notice the cracks in their perfect mask. The universe is exposing their manipulative nature. Type 888. If you know your energy is priceless. You are a silent survivor who broke the matrix of manipulation. You never have to explain your sacred boundaries to people who want to harm you. Your lack of response is the most devastating answer they could receive. You are teaching them a harsh spiritual lesson today. They lie awake at night, wondering why you do not care anymore. They replay the final moments and search for hidden meanings in your departure. There is absolutely no secret code for them to decipher. You simply chose yourself and walked away from the endless emotional abuse. That simple truth is completely tearing their toxic ego apart. You took your angelic presence out of their dark physical space, and the emotional withdrawal they are experiencing right now is deeply painful. They took your endless forgiveness for granted for a very long time. They assumed you would always stay because you have a loving heart, but the divine forces ordered you to pack up your light and leave. You must never underestimate the immense spiritual power of walking away. It is not an act of surrender or a sign of weak defeat. It is a bold declaration of your immense cosmic authority. You are letting divine karma do the heavy lifting right now, while you simply rest in peace and protect your sacred boundaries. Do not feel guilty for the severe pain they are experiencing today. They are simply reaping the bitter harvest of their own toxic seeds. You tried to warn them and help them for so many exhausting years, but you cannot save a sinking ship when the captain wants to drown, and you did the right thing by swimming to shore. They will forever remember you as the one who finally got away. You are the only person who saw right through their carefully crafted illusions, and your absolute silence is a constant reminder of their ultimate failure. Keep the heavy door locked, because your spiritual victory is already complete, and you have won the unseen war without throwing a single punch. You need to understand the absolute magnitude of what you just accomplished. Society wants to label you as a coward who ran away from a difficult fight, and they want to make you believe that walking away is a clear sign of weakness. But I am here to shatter that massive lie right now. You did not run away from them. You stepped directly into your supreme power and executed divine karma. For so long, you were the soft place for their hard edges. You absorbed their toxic blows and offered them pure grace in return. They thought your endless kindness was a permanent condition they could exploit forever, but they completely underestimated the fierce strength of an awakened soul. The moment you turned your back, you stopped being their victim. You became their ultimate judge. You are a soul on a divine mission today. You do not need to seek petty revenge or scream your truth in the streets. Your silence is the loudest and most destructive force in their entire universe right now. By removing your angelic presence, you unleashed the heavy consequences of their own actions. You left them alone with the exact karma they created, and that karma is absolutely crushing them. Type 999 if you know your energy is untouchable. You are the awakener of the higher frequency in this generation. You carry a heavy cosmic authority that terrifies demonic spirits and manipulators. They tried to dim your beautiful light because they were violently jealous of your divine favor. But you completely broke the matrix of manipulation by simply walking out the front door. They will never admit the massive mistake they made by losing you. Their fragile egos will force them to play the innocent victim in public. But behind closed doors, they are drowning in deep regret, and they know exactly what they lost when you walked away. They lost the chosen one who loved them purely. And heaven will never send them another blessing like you again because they failed the test. You have grown used to surviving the constant chaos and emotional abuse. You thought your entire life would be an endless battle for basic respect. But look at you now. You are standing in the middle of a massive spiritual victory. You did not have to lift a single physical finger to destroy their fake reality. Your pure energetic alignment did all the heavy lifting for you today. This is your season of hard-earned vindication. Every tear you cried in private has been noticed and recorded by the universe, every time you bit your tongue to keep the peace. You built a fortress of light around your future. You are the silent endurer who outsmarted the darkness. You took the high road. It led you straight to absolute freedom. They want you to look back and question your bold decision right now. They hope the heavy guilt of walking away will slowly eat you alive. But you must release that heavy burden completely today. You owe them absolutely nothing anymore. You are a chosen one, stepping into a season of untouchable peace. You executed the divine will perfectly by leaving that toxic room behind. Their entire psychological foundation is crumbling because you are no longer the one propping it up. You were the only real thing in their extremely fake world. And taking your reality away from them is the ultimate punishment. You took your power back with absolute grace. They are left holding the heavy ashes of their own destruction. You are finally breathing fresh air again. Imagine a cosmic courtroom where your soul stood on trial. The manipulators brought all their lies and false accusations against you, and they expected you to defend yourself and fight their dirty war. But you simply stood up in total silence and walked out the big doors. The divine judge ruled entirely in your favor because you refused to engage with their extremely low vibration. They were always intimidated by your raw potential and pure heart. They knew you were destined for incredible greatness, and they desperately wanted to anchor you to their miserable reality. They fed off your deep empathy and tried to turn it into your greatest weakness. But your empathy is exactly what connected you to the divine source. Your soft heart is an indestructible weapon of pure light. You are no longer the frightened person who constantly needs to explain themselves. You have evolved into a highly protected spiritual warrior. They are currently watching your incredible rise from the shadows, and they are terrified of the immense power you hold. Your beautiful silence was the final nail in their toxic coffin. You are the ultimate winner of this unseen spiritual war today. You are walking in absolute victory right now. Do not let anyone convince you that your silent departure was a massive mistake. You broke generational curses and shattered dark cycles just by walking away from the mess. Stand completely firm in your magnificent worth today. The universe is heavily guarding your space, and your spiritual reward is actively rushing toward you right now. You must listen very closely to this next warning. The unseen spiritual war is not completely over yet. The toxic people you left behind are currently regrouping in the dark. They are sitting in their quiet misery right now, and they are actively plotting a new way to access your beautiful energy again. They absolutely refuse to accept their massive defeat. They know they cannot approach you directly right now. Your energetic shield is way too strong for a direct attack, so they are going to change their sneaky tactics completely. They will try to use mutual friends to casually check on your current status. They will send ordinary people to ask innocent questions about your life, while they secretly monitor every single detail from a safe distance. These messengers might not even know they are being manipulated. They will tell you that your old abusers miss you dearly. They will say that everyone is worried about your sudden isolation. Do not fall for this fake concern today. It is a highly coordinated trap designed to pull you back down into the muddy matrix. They just want to test the strength of your new boundaries. You might receive a random message late at night soon. It will probably be a very short and vague text. They will pretend that nothing bad ever happened between you. They might even send an apology that sounds somewhat genuine on the surface, but you need to look at the dark spiritual energy hiding underneath their words. That apology will feel empty because it isn't sincere. They are simply starving for your high-frequency reaction. They want you to type a long paragraph back to them. They want you to explain why you are still angry and hurt, because any emotional response from you will instantly reopen the demonic portal. You must keep that energetic door completely shut. I am giving you a strict spiritual command right now. You are absolutely forbidden to respond to their upcoming tests. You must look at their messages and remain totally silent. If you reply out of guilt, you will hand your cosmic authority right back to your abusers. You have worked way too hard to bift this peace. Do not trade your beautiful freedom for a cheap conversation. Type 333 if you promise to ignore their traps. Let this be a firm boundary in the spiritual realm today. The silence that broke them is the exact same silence that will protect you now. You are a chosen one who has grown used to surviving, and you finally know how to protect your sacred energy field. Let them wander in the dark without your guiding light. When they realize their sneaky messengers are completely failing, they will try one final desperate tactic. They might create a fake emergency to force you to care. They will play the ultimate victim and claim they desperately need your urgent help. But this is just another dark illusion designed to exploit your empathic nature, and you must refuse to be their permanent savior. They are no longer your spiritual responsibility today. You have a massive destiny waiting for you right now. The universe cleared your path so you could walk forward without heavy anchors. If you turn around to answer their calls, you will delay the massive blessings that are actively moving toward you. Your absolute silence is the strongest shield you could ever wear. Let them scream into the void while you quietly elevate. They are going to test your new 5-dimensional frequency. They want to see if you will drop back down to their 3-dimensional level. Every ignored message is a massive victory for your soul. Every time you refuse to engage, your energetic vibration rises even higher into the heavenly realms. You are proving that your spiritual growth is completely real. Do not let curiosity trick you into checking their social media. Do not ask other people how they are doing today. Searching for information about them will only leak your precious energy back into their toxic environment. You must starve the old connection completely if you want to remain totally free. The universe is watching your actions very closely today, and heaven expects you to hold the line firmly right now. They belong entirely to your painful past now. You cannot drag dead weight into a brand new season of divine receiving. Your only job is to protect the beautiful peace you fought hard to build. Let them think whatever they want to think about your sudden departure. Their twisted opinions can never change the massive cosmic truth, because you are guarded by the divine creator. Remember that their sudden return is not a sign of true love. They're just exhausted people searching for someone to feed their need for light. But your light is strictly reserved for your divine purpose now, and you will never let them steal your heavenly blessings again. Keep your boundaries high and speak only when it serves your peace. Society loves to judge what they cannot understand. They call you bitter or unforgiving for walking away. But society is deeply conditioned by the toxic 3-dimensional matrix. They want you to keep bleeding just to make others feel comfortable. You must completely reject their false judgment right now. Your protective boundary is incredibly holy. And while the blind crowd points their fingers at your sudden departure, heaven is actively throwing a massive celebration for your ultimate spiritual bravery. People think that leaving silently is the ultimate insult. They believe that true spiritual people must endlessly tolerate abuse and offer constant forgiveness. But true forgiveness does not require you to sit at the table with your enemies. You forgave them the exact moment you decided to walk away in total silence. You removed their daily access to your sacred table. You handed their heavy karma back to the universe. You no longer need to explain your pure intentions to the blind world. The burden of proving your goodness is finally lifted from your tired shoulders today. You are a chosen one on a divine mission. You do not have to fight the loud court of public opinion anymore, because the Supreme Creator is your only true judge now. And heaven knows exactly how hard you tried to save them before you finally decided to walk away. It is time to let your anxious mind rest completely. You have spent so much time analyzing their dark behavior and defending your own light. But that exhausting physical chapter is totally finished. You are entering a beautiful season of absolute surrender today. Everything is finally falling into its perfect cosmic place. You must surrender the deep need to control their fake narrative. Let them tell the blind world that you are the bad guy. Let them paint you as the villain in their twisted little story. Their toxic words cannot penetrate your five-dimensional frequency anymore, and their desperate lies will never stop the massive blessings headed your way. Your precious energy is strictly reserved for building your new reality today. Surrender does not mean you are weak or defeated. Absolute surrender simply means you trust the divine universe to handle your enemies. You are actively handing the heavy sword of justice over to the spiritual forces. You are choosing to sit in the quiet garden of your own peace while the universe fights the violent battles on your behalf. You are finally allowing your tired soul to be totally protected today. Type 444. If you are ready to surrender your worries today, you are permanently releasing the heavy need to be understood by ordinary minds. You are a silent endurer who has finally found your sacred resting place. The loud noises of their dramatic world are slowly fading into the distant background right now. You are wrapped in a warm blanket of divine favor, and absolutely nothing can steal this supreme comfort from your heart. It might feel strange to have so much quiet time now. You were so used to the constant adrenaline of their emotional attacks. The deep silence in your room might feel a little bit uncomfortable at first, but you must breathe deeply and learn to enjoy this holy emptiness. The universe had to clear all the toxic clutter out of your daily life, because a massive spiritual reward requires plenty of empty space. You are stepping into a profound season of divine receiving. You do not have to struggle or bleed to earn your miracles anymore. The severe trials you survived were just the ultimate preparation for this divine mission. You are no longer fighting for basic survival in a dark and lonely world. You are simply opening your tired hands to accept the beautiful gifts of the higher frequency, and the cosmic alignment is finally perfect for you. Close your eyes for a quick second and take a deep breath. Imagine all the heavy opinions of society washing off your tired body. Let the cruel judgments of those toxic people dissolve into absolute nothingness. They do not matter at all. Their loud voices hold absolutely zero weight in your new five-dimensional reality. You are incredibly safe here, and you are deeply loved by the Supreme Creator today. You have officially crossed the bridge into freedom. You left the burning bridges behind you without turning your head around. There is no need to look back because there is nothing left for you in the ashes. Keep your eyes totally focused on the beautiful horizon in front of you. The universe is actively preparing a spectacular sunrise just for you, and your quiet patience is about to be heavily rewarded today. Rest your tired spirit tonight and know that you won the silent war. You proved your worth by walking away from their muddy games. The heavy karma has been permanently assigned to its rightful owners now. You are totally free to live your daily life in complete and undisturbed harmony, and the painful shadows can never reach you again. Welcome to the beautiful other side of your painful journey. You have finally arrived at the safest place in your entire spiritual journey. The heavy storms of manipulation are permanently behind you now, and the dark clouds that tried to suffocate your pure light have completely disappeared. You survived the darkest nights of your tired soul, and you did it all without compromising your beautiful heart. The Divine Creator is standing beside you today. You are surrounded by absolute peace. Everything you silently endured is currently being translated into massive physical blessings. The universe was simply waiting for you to clear out the toxic energy, and now that your sacred space is totally empty, The cosmic floodgates are bursting wide open to deliver your ultimate reward. Your period of painful waiting is officially over today. You are about to receive everything they tried to steal from you. But you must make a firm promise to the universe right now. You must fiercely protect this brand new energetic alignment. Your elevated frequency is your absolute greatest asset in this lifetime, and you cannot let anyone drag you back into the dense three-dimensional mud. Your pure light is far too valuable to waste on broken people. Guard your heart completely against their lies. They will always look for hidden ways to drain your newfound abundance. The world is full of desperate people who refuse to heal their own deep wounds. But you are no longer a free energy source for the chaotic matrix today, because you have finally learned how to build high walls around your spirit. You have established a permanent energetic wall that simply cannot be broken. You are walking safely under the shadow of divine protection. You are stepping out of the painful cycle of defending your sacred truth. You are leaving the people who are firmly committed to misunderstanding you, and you are stepping right into a beautiful season of untouchable peace. Stand tall in your profound worth today, because your pure, energetic alignment is finally bringing your spiritual rewards directly into your physical reality. You are highly favored and incredibly blessed. A massive financial and emotional shift is coming into your life right now. The universe is bringing real people who recognize and appreciate your rare five-dimensional frequency. You will not have to beg these new souls for basic respect or common decency. They will recognize your incredible value the very first moment they look into your eyes. They will never try to manipulate your gentle spirit. You are finally finding your true cosmic tribe. Type 555 if you are ready to receive your cosmic harvest. Let this powerful number seal your absolute victory in the spiritual realm today. You have successfully passed the hardest test of your entire life. You proved that your sudden silence is far more powerful than their loudest lies. Heaven is rewarding your strict obedience with total emotional freedom. You are the quiet survivor who eventually reclaimed the whole kingdom. Do not let any lingering doubts poison your beautiful mind tonight. If you ever feel guilty for walking away, remember how terrible they made you feel. You chose to leave that toxic environment. You chose to save your own precious life. Choosing your spiritual survival is not a selfish act in the loving eyes of the divine. You were simply following your strict holy instructions. I want to pause here and speak plainly to your beautiful spirit. Bringing these deep cosmic truths to you each week takes massive time and intense prayer. And this sacred channel survives only through the profound kindness of people who feel led to give from their generous hearts. We are building a powerful global collective of awakened souls. We strictly refuse to be manipulated by the dark forces anymore. If you feel led to sow a blessed seed into this ministry today, you will find a simple link pinned in the comments below. Whatever you choose to give is received with an incredibly grateful heart. Your generous seed becomes the exact foundation. It allows the next vital message to reach someone else in deep pain. There is absolutely no pressure here today. I am just deeply thankful for your constant spiritual support. You are already whole and entirely complete exactly as you are. Your silent departure was the greatest gift you could ever give to your tired soul. The universe is actively realigning every single detail of your daily life right now. Doors that were firmly locked for many years are suddenly swinging wide open. You simply need to walk through them with absolute confidence. Your new path is totally clear today. When the massive blessings begin to manifest, do not question your own supreme worthiness. Do not let the sneaky imposter syndrome convince you that this is just a lucky accident. There is absolutely no luck involved in this divine cosmic equation. You earned this beautiful reality through your silent endurance and your unbreakable faith. and you absolutely deserve every good thing that is coming your way. Heaven is just keeping its holy promises to you. Let your anxious heart be totally still today. The unseen spiritual war is completely finished. The toxic people who tried to break your spirit are permanently locked outside your beautiful new reality. You are heavily guarded by fierce angels who will never let you fall, and your pure energy is completely invisible to demonic forces now. Rest your tired eyes tonight, knowing that you are totally safe. Your profound silence broke their toxic spell forever. You are the chosen one who boldly walked away and won everything. Keep your beautiful frequency high and never look back at the dark shadows again, because your glorious future requires your absolute focus today. You are entirely safe and perfectly protected in this sacred space. I will meet you right here in the next message. Stay completely blessed on your divine journey.